Hello, hi dear students, greetings for the day. Welcome to Classroom TV. So now in this class we are going to start a new chapter, statistics. See, this topic you have already come across in your class 9th. So let's start with the topic. We are going to learn arithmetic mean. See, in this lesson you have mean, median and mode. So first we will discuss about the arithmetic mean. Let us see what is arithmetic mean when only observations are given. So mean of a data when only observations are given. Say suppose some values are given, how do we get the mean of a data? See, you know you have 6 subjects. You have got your marks, say suppose. So now out of these 6 subjects, if somebody asks you what is your average, what do? You add all the marks and that marks is divided by the number of subjects. If suppose somebody asks you what is the average of maths, physics and chemistry, for example. So you add the marks which you have obtained in maths, physics and chemistry, you add all those and you divide it by maths, physics, chemistry means 3 subjects divided by 3. That is what the mean. So what is mean actually? The mean of a data when only observations are given. Say suppose let x1, x2, x3, so on, xn be the observations Children, you can say observations, you can say entries, you can say values. Any term can be used. Okay, let x1, x2, x3, so on, xn be the observations of the data then mean x bar is equal to, see the mean, it is denoted by x bar, children. Mean x bar is equal to sum of the observations by number of the observations. Mean x bar is equal to sum of the observations by number of observations. That means x bar is equal to, add now, it is x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on xn by how many observations, children? N observations. How many observations we have? We have n observations. So if you represent this symbolically, sigma, what is this, children? This is sigma. What is that? Sigma stands for summation. So sigma xi, where I takes the values from 1 to n. This is the least value and that is the maximum value. Let's start with least value x1. Okay, replace I with the least value is 1, x1 plus sigma is there now, plus x2 plus what is the maximum till it goes till xn. Is it clear, children? By n. Is it clear? So this is what we say the mean of a data when only values are given. You can have one example. Say suppose he asked us find the mean of, say suppose 2, -1, 0, 5, 4 for example. The question is given to you like this. The observations are given like that. So we want to find the mean. So how do we get the mean now? So mean is equal to x bar, that is sum of the observations. So what are the observations here? 2 plus of minus 1 plus 0 plus 5 plus 4 by, you count how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You also should count that 0, children. You should also count 0. You cannot leave 0. So now this is equal to 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 5, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. 10 by 5. So mean is 2. So it is not necessary that you should get a mere number. It can come in decimals also. So what do you mean by mean? When only observations are given. When only observations are given, how do we get mean? The sum of the observations by number of observations. You should add all the values. You should add all the values, that is divided by number of observations. Is it clear, children? So now we learnt when only observations are given. Let us see now when the observations, if they come along with the frequencies. So mean of a data, when observations they come along with the frequencies. Let us see how to do this. Say suppose you take the same observations. So let x1 comma x2 so on xn be the observations come along with the frequencies they come along with the frequencies f1, f2, so on fn, then see the observations are x1, x2, x3, so on xn, and the frequencies are f1, f2, so on fn. The frequencies are like that. So then the mean x bar is equal to, see what you have to do, children, you take the first frequency multiply with first observation, that is f1 multiplied with x1 plus f2 x2 plus so on fn xn by, okay, what we are doing, children, we are multiplying the first frequency with the first observation, adding to second frequency is multiplied with second observation, added up to like that nth frequency multiplied with nth observation by, you add all the frequencies, it is f1 plus f2 plus so on fn. Is it clear? Follow, children? So this is what, when the observations, if they come along with the frequencies, this is what you have to do. So here, this you can write it symbolically as sigma, this is fi xi, children, where I takes the values 1 to n by, this is sigma fi, you are adding all the frequencies, and here also I takes the values 1 to n. Is it clear? So sigma fi xi, where I takes the values 1 to n, sigma for summation. So let's go with the first, wherever I is there you keep 1, so it is f1 x1. As sigma is there you keep plus, next value 2, f2 x2, like that. What will be the last value? You have n, so it is fn xn by, the same thing is here. So when the frequencies, when the observations come along with the frequencies, what you will do, you multiply both of them, you find out f into x. The same children you can also write in other way, that mean x bar is equal to sigma fi xi, where I takes the values 1 to n by, you can write n children. You can write n, where n we will call it as the total frequency, that is nothing but sigma f. Is it clear? That is sum of all the frequencies. You add all the frequencies, so that will be n. You can take capital N or small n, no issue here. Is it clear? So when the values are given with the frequencies, what you have to do? You should multiply the value with the frequency, so that f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus so on plus fn xn by f1 plus f2 plus so on plus fn. Is it clear? So we learned when only values are given, you add all the values, that is divided by the number of values. That will give you the mean of a data when only values are given. Now here the values, they are coming along with the frequencies. The values, they are coming along with the frequencies. You multiply the observation with frequency, you add all those values by total frequency. So this is what actually we say mean by direct method of an ungrouped data. Here the data is not grouped. Grouped data means it will be in the form of classes. So here it is only ungrouped data. The numbers are given here. Is it clear, children? Let's have one example based on this. Calculate the mean for the following distribution. So there is one table given to us. So the values are given here. These are the values. And this is the frequencies. Okay, children. So you need to construct one table. Better you do the problem in the form of a table, that makes you easy calculation here. See, first you take x, and then you have f, and then fx. Is it clear? So now it is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the values what we have. Better you make one table, children, just to avoid the confusion, that's all. So better you make one table like this. Now the frequencies are already given. So 4, 8, 14, 11, 3. Okay. Now you multiply this observation with frequency, children. 5 4s are 20. 6 into 8, 48. 7 into 14, that is 14 7s are 98. 11 8s are 88. 9 3s are 27. See, nothing we did. The observations and frequencies are already given in the problem. The observations and frequencies are already in the problem. We just learned when the values, they come with the frequencies, what we have to do. We must multiply the observation with frequency, so we have multiplied. So now 5 is there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the values are given. Whatever is there now, children, the first row is always x. The second row is frequency. So here, so this is x, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We multiply now with the frequencies. 5 4s are 20, so we have multiplied like this. Now what you have to do, you add the frequencies first. So this is your n, children, capital N. Sum of the frequencies. You add now. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 14, 26. 26 plus 11, 37. 37 plus 3, 40. We got the total frequency. At the same time, you find out what is sigma fx also. Sigma fx means you need to add all these values. Sum of all the values. You add now, take one's place now. 8 plus 8, 8 3s are 24 plus 7, 31, 3 left. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 9, 18, 18 plus 8, 26, 26 plus 2, 28. It is 281 if you add all of them. You can recheck the addition. 8 3s are 24 plus 7, 31, 3, 5, 9, 18, 26, 28. So now we got all this. So mean x bar is equal to, what is the formula we have? Sigma fx by n. We know mean x bar is equal to sigma fx by n. So now x bar is equal to, how much is the sigma fx? 281 by 40. So now how will you simplify this? This you write it as 281 by 4 into 10 children. That will keep you easy calculation. So now you divide 281 with 4. So for 7 days it is 280. It's clear. So left with 1. So this is 70 point, I'm keeping a point here, 0. 4 2s are 8, 20, 5. So 70.25 by 10. So now what happens when you are dividing? The point shift towards left side one place. So mean x bar is equal to 7.025. Remember children, when you are multiplying, the point shifts right side. When you are dividing, the point will shift left side. Is it clear? This is how you have to do when the frequencies, if they come along with the frequencies. When the observations, if they come along with the frequencies, this is how you have to do. Sometimes what they will do children, they will give the mean. One of the frequency they will miss. They will miss one of the frequency and they will ask you to find. Let us see what is this. If the median of the following data is 15, find the value of P. Same, what we have just expected, like one of the data is missed, one of the frequency is missed. Same problem children. So what is saying here, x values are given to us. The values of x's are given. Frequencies are given. But among the given frequencies, one of the frequency is missed. One of the frequency is missed. You have to find out that missing frequency. For that, what is the information with us? He has given the mean of the data is given. What he has given? Mean of the data is given. Let us see now how to do this. So same, first you make a table children, you take x, f, and then fx. Okay. Is it clear? So now x is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So better you make one table children for easy to avoid the confusion. So we are just drawing one table. Okay. Now let us see the frequencies children. 6 and you have P, again 6, 10 and 5. See, though there is one frequency missed, you just go according to the procedure. Okay, you just go according to the procedure. What is the procedure now? 6 5s are 30. 10 into P is 10P. 15 6 are 90. 20 into 10 is 200. 25 5s are 125. Is it clear children? So, the x and f values are already there in the table. We have filled the table and as per the procedure, no matter whether P is absent here. One of the frequency is absent. Instead of that you have P. Don't get confused. Let P be treated as a number and you proceed according to the procedure. So 5 6 are 30, 10 into P 10P, 15 into 6 90, 20 into 10 200, 25 5 are 125. Now what we will do actually, we will find the value of n. So what is your n here? Sum of all the frequencies. For a minute you will ignore that P value. 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 10 22, 22 plus 5 27 plus P children. That is your n value. Now let us see what is your sigma fx. You add now, leave that 10p first. 90 plus 30, 120, 120 plus 200, 320, 320, 345, 445 plus 10p. 445 plus 10p. You can check it again. 30 plus 90, 120, 120 plus 200, 320, 320 plus 25, 345 plus 1, 445 plus 10p. Is it clear? So now, we also have an information about the mean. So given mean, he has given mean of the data. Given mean is how much children? It is 15. Given mean is 15. So therefore, mean x bar is equal to, what is the formula? We know it is sigma fx by n. We know the formula sigma fx by n. Substitute now. X bar is, that is 15, is equal to, how much is sigma fx children? 445 plus 10p by, how much is n? 27 plus p. Now we'll simplify and we'll get the value of p. That is the missing frequency. Now get that 27 plus p this side children. 15 of 27 plus p is equal to 445 plus 10p. Is it clear? So now multiply. 27 into 15. 27 into 15. 15 sevens are 105. 15 sevens are 105, 10 left. 15 twos are 30 plus 10, 40. 57, 15 into 7, 105 children. 5, 10, 15 twos are 30 plus 10, 40. 405 plus 15p is equal to 445 plus 10p. Now get that 10p this side and take this 405 other side. So now it will be 15p minus 10p is equal to 445 minus 405. Is it clear? So now 15p minus 10p, that will be 5p, which is equal to 40. So now, so therefore p is equal to 40 by 5. 5 ones are 5 eights. So p is equal to 8. See what we have done actually, we actually went with the procedure only. No matter what are the numbers given here. Just stick to the procedure and you proceed solving in that way, you will reach to some conclusion. Is it clear? Let us see the next problem now. Find the missing frequencies in the following frequency distribution. If it is known that the mean of the distribution is 50. See, in earlier problem, we have missed only one frequency, so we could solve it. But here, two frequencies are missed. How many of them are missed? Two of them are missed. That means to find out the n values, you need n conditions. We learned this before. If you want to find out n values, you should have n conditions. So here we need to find two values. We need to find two values. So we also should have two conditions. Let us see now what are those two conditions. First, what we will do, we'll construct one table, children, as usual. According to the procedure, we'll proceed now. Let us see. So there is x, there is f, there is fx. Okay, the values are 10, 30, 50, 70 and 90. These are the values we have with us. So make one table, children, to avoid the confusion. Okay, so this is x, f and fx, children. So now what are the frequencies you have? 17 and then f1, 32, f2 and 19. Okay, 17, f1, 32, f2 and 19. Now 17 into 10, it is 170. 30 into f1, 30 f1. Now 50 into 32. First you multiply with 5. 5 2s are 10, 1, 15, 16, 160. So it is 1600 this is. This will be 70 f2. Now multiply with 9 into 19. 171. So it is 1710. Is it clear, children? So what we have done here, we constructed a table with x and f. X values are with us, f values are there. We multiply now 10 into 17, 170, 30 f1, 50 into 32, 160, 1600, 70 f2 as it is, 90 into 19, 19 nines are 171. So 171. So 1710. Is it clear? So now we'll find the n value here, children. But remember, the total is given here 120. What he has given here? The n value he has given as 120. So this only we will write. N is equal to 120 we will write. You no need to add all those now. You need that condition also, but now we don't need it. Now this we know. This is sigma fx. Let us see how much is this. Leave that two, children. 30 f1 and 70 f2 you leave it. So what else you have? You have 170 is with you. 1600 is with you. 1710 is with you. You add now. 0. 7 plus 1 8, 7 7 14 1. So 3480. So what is this? 3480 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2. Okay, children? See what do you have here? Okay, so this is your sigma fx. 3480 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2. So now, what is the given mean? Given mean x bar is equal to, what is the given mean, children? 50 is the given mean. Given mean is 50. So therefore, we know the formula for mean. Mean is equal to sigma fx by n. Mean is equal to sigma fx by n. So now this is 50, which is equal to, how much is sigma fx, children? We got it 3480 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2 by 120. Okay, n value is 120. Now get that 120 this side, children. So it will be 50 into 120. This is equal to 3480 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2. Now get that 3480 this side, children. 12 5s are 60. So it will be 6000 minus 3480, which is equal to 30 f1 plus 70 f2, children. So you will get one equation in terms of f1 and f2. Subtract it now. So if you add 20, it will be 3500. So 20 will be there first. 6000 minus 3500, 2500. So it is 2520. This is equal to, from here, children, I can take 10 common, right? So then it will be 3f1 plus 7f2. So now this 0 and this 0 get cancelled. If it comes here, it will be by. So that what you will get here, therefore you left with 3f1 plus 7f2 is equal to 252. Okay, this is equation 1, children. You take this as equation 1. We got the first equation. And now what is the second equation? Because we need one more condition. There are two unknowns are here, f1 and f2. There are two unknowns are here, f1 and f2. So we have got one equation representing f1 and f2. We need another equation. Can you guess what will be the another equation we get? Yes, we get it from here. So now n is equal to 120. What is the meaning of total he has given? That means the total frequencies he has given as 120. What do you mean by total, children? Sum of all the frequencies. That means what it will be? 17 plus f1 plus 32 plus f2 plus 19. This is equal to 120. So now if I simplify, I will get one more equation in terms of f1 and f2. Then I will solve both the equations. Is it clear? So now this will be f1 plus f2 plus, you add, children, now 17 plus 32, 49. 49 plus 19, 68 is equal to 120. Now take this 68 to other side, children. So it is f1 plus f2. This will be 120 minus 68. Okay. So therefore you get here f1 plus f2. If you add 2, it will be 70. So 52. So we got second equation, children. Now we need to solve both the equations. So how can we solve both the equations? There are three methods. Simultaneous solving. You have method of elimination, method of equating coefficients, that is what we say substitution method is there, and cross multiplication method is there. So you select any one of your choice. Let us see now. So let's see what are the two equations we have. f1 plus f2 is 52. So let's equate both the equation coefficients. f1's coefficient is 3 here, but here it is only 1. So on multiplying equation 2 with 3. So on multiplying, equation 2 with 3. And then what it will be now? It is 3 of f1 plus f2 is your equation. Just 3 into 52. Just multiply now. So now this will be 3f1 plus 3f2, that is equal to 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15, 156. Give this as equation 3. Now solve both the equations, equation 1 and equation 3. So on solving, equation 1 and equation 3 we get. So let us solve both the equations, children. What we will get here. What is your equation 1? We have there 3f1 plus 7f2 is equal to 252. We'll note it that. 3f1 plus 7f2, that is equal to 252. That is your equation 1. Now we got it here, 3f1 plus 3f2, this is equal to 156. So now both of them are of same sign and with equal coefficients. Go with subtraction, children. So when I am going with subtraction, the signs will change. So plus 3f1 and minus 3f1 get cancelled. 7 minus 3 will be 4f2. This is equal to, you subtract it now, 52. So 12 minus 6 is 6. 4 will be 24. 24 minus 15. So that will be 9. 96. Is it clear, children? Let us see now. We will add 156 plus 6, 162. So tell it. So now f2 is equal to 96 by 4. So therefore f2 is equal to 4 2s are 4 4s are. So we got the value of f2. So now we have the value of f2 with us. So now substitute this value either in equation 1 or 2 or 3. Better go with 2. So on substituting, f2 is equal to 24 in equation 2. What is your equation 2, children? Here is your equation 2. f1 plus f2 is equal to 52. So substitute your f2 as 24. So f1 plus 24 is equal to 52. Now transpose this 24 other side. Then f1 is equal to 52 minus 24. So we will be getting f1 is equal to 28. So therefore the missing frequency is f1 is equal to 28 and f2 we got it as 24. So you can verify your answer, children, whether this is right or wrong. How? You have a problem here. 17 plus f1 plus, see, this is what you have got. On simplifying f1 plus f2, you got it 52. After adding all the frequencies, your f1 plus f2 is 52. Let us see now whether it is f1 plus f2 is 52 or not. 28 plus 24 is 52. Is it clear? So children, in this class we are discussing the various models. So what you have to do now, you have to practice your textbook containing so many questions based on these models. You start solving them. And all your textbook answers are there in our website classroomtv.in. The registration is for free. Please do register with that. Get into that website and you will find plenty of material relates to statistics. You have question papers, you have practice worksheets, and you have solutions of this entire textbook. I mean to say entire chapter's solution is there already in the website. Just get into that and practice it. So in this class we will discuss the various models and related to the various questions. So in this class we have discussed about the mean of an ungrouped data. Now in my next class we will discuss how to find the mean of a grouped data by direct method and step deviation method. That's all for this class. God bless you all. Stay tuned and do not forget to watch classroomtv.in.